Okay, so here we go. Oh, wait, hang on. I think I have to. Perfect. So, hey, everyone. One second here, bear with me. Perfect. So, still learning. Hang on. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everyone. It's Tiffany T, and this is the Gratitude Show experience number 15. And thank you all for tuning in and for watching and being a part of the show. I'm sorry Adam's actually not going to be able to make it tonight because he's got a really important engagement, but he did make a video for us that I'm going to show to everybody. So I am so happy and grateful to have one of my bestest friends, Devette Wheat, here with me to co-host tonight. So Devette, hi, go ahead and introduce yourself and say who you are.
Hi, I'm so glad to be a part of this with you, Tiff. I love you so much, and I've seen how, God, just everything that you've accomplished right now, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. My name is Devette, and I'm really happy to meet everybody. To give you a little background about me and what I do, I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I am an NLP practitioner, EFT practitioner, and a numerologist. And those are all my passions, and I love what I do, and I love helping people, and just learning and growing and discovering, everything life has to offer.
Awesome. Yeah. And we've known each other for what, 16 years, 15 years now?
Something like that. Forever.
It's been a long time. So yeah, I'm just so happy. Thank you for agreeing to do this. And I really appreciate it. I wanted to have you on the show anyways, because, Adam and I are starting to incorporate doing interviews now with amazing, awesome people just like you. And yeah, so it's great. And what I'm doing, I'm just getting familiar with Whoza still, you guys. This is only our second broadcast on Whoza. I don't know, how do you say it? But so what's happening right now is it's live streaming on Facebook. However, we can't see any comments. If you're leaving comments, go ahead and click on the link that I've been sharing all day, all week, and I'm sharing it again right now. Hang on, I'm trying to multitask here. But this way you can join in and join us and interact, type, watch, even come on video if you want. Click to join us live now. Okay. So basically what we're doing now with the Gratitude Show is we are kind of revamping it. After everything happened with Blab, I'm grateful that there is really a blessing in there's a blessing in disguise in everything that seems unfortunate. So that blessing is now Whoza, and we are able to live stream to Facebook, which actually Blab didn't do before, and just do a bunch of things as far as interaction wise. However, legality wise, I'm not able to do both platforms interacting at the same time. So if you want to interact, go ahead and go to the link, and here it is. And if you post to Facebook, and if you just want to watch or whatever, that's exactly why we have it live streaming on Facebook. And of course, the replays are always available on my website and YouTube channel, which is usually included. So why don't we start by doing this, Devette? First of all, what are you grateful for today?
Wow. Everything. I'm just, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be present here at this time in history. There's so much going on. You see so much in politics. You see so much of the world changing, and I'm just very grateful to be a part of it and experiencing this growth, and I think this awakening that's happening on the planet. people are getting more and more in tune with their spiritual side. And I'm excited about it. I love what's available out there, all the learning possibilities, all the information, technology. I mean, we are able to share, you know, so much information with people across the world. I mean, I have friends in other places of the world that I never would have known in, you know, if there wasn't Facebook or there wasn't social media. And I'm just really grateful for that connection and just, I guess, the possibilities that that brings. And yeah, it's grateful to be alive.
Awesome. That's who isn't grateful for that?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to play Adam's video really quick because he was so nice to take the time. You know, Adam's so busy lately, just like all of us. We all are up to so big things in life right now. And it's really a key turning point in many of our lives that, you know, the people that I co-create with and work with. And there's just so much good going on. There's so much awesome stuff happening in the world, in our lives. And we choose to focus on that instead of all the chaos and drama and negativity. So because you know that what you think about comes. So you know, yeah. Devette, do you want to finish on that? Because I know you've got some really good insights about the law of attraction and everything.
Yeah, it's I think that we are in a time where people are really taking on and really understanding that your thoughts really matter, and not just your thoughts, but how you feel. Your feelings are a literal vibration that attracts like, and we're seeing evidence about that just, you know, from various authors, from different experiences in life. And I'm just, it wows me how deep it goes and how much more there is to know and understand about it. But when you have, I mean, you have people that have, for example, a heart transplant, and they take on the DNA of the donor, and you know, this, now they take on personality traits and of that, you know, that person, and it's just, it's amazing what's available and information. And I'm just, it blows my mind, and I think I'm addicted to studying and researching it. But I'm really glad to be a part of the research and learning and educating people about it, because it's so important how we think and how we feel, and I mean, about ourselves and about life, and just people in general. I mean, it's just, it's very important.
Thank you. It's funny because like Devette and I, so we've been friends for a long time, and we'll just have these like amazing deep conversations all the time. And we always joke around. We're like, we should write a book or something, because if somebody was to hear some of the stuff that we talk about and like the way we talk about things, they'd be like, what do you,
I know. I even, it's even a little difficult to even communicate really so much what's going on in my head right now, because I'm just like, okay, how do I keep it simple? Because it's not that simple.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a trip. Okay, I'm trying to pull up Adam's message here, because like I said, he was so nice to go ahead and make you all a message because he wasn't able to be here. So let me unplug my headphones. Can you still hear me, Devette?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. Try to...
Hey everyone, this is Adam Torres, Mr. Century City, and I want to tell you what I'm grateful for today. First, just to let you know, I'm sorry I couldn't make today's show. I was going to a really cool event that I gave my commitment to go to. It was for, we're honoring the Women of Achievement Award in Century City, California today. So it's for 6 women that have done exemplary work in their lives. And so I have to go to that award presentation. I'm a member of the board that was responsible for choosing the Women of Achievement, so I couldn't miss it. Just want to know, I let you know I will be back next week, or excuse me, for the next show. So I'm grateful today. First, I'm grateful for those 6 women and their contribution to business business and the business world. They're absolutely amazing. I'm grateful for all the support that everybody's given me on my upcoming book. You can find out about that on MrCenturyCity.com, but really grateful. The pre-orders are already coming in, and it's just really nice and gratifying to know that people support me and that they're happy about what I'm doing. So for that. Grateful for Tiffany for filling in today and carrying the show on. That has to go on no matter what. And I'm grateful for all of you in the audience that are tuning in today. I can't wait to hear what you're grateful for next week. Until then, have a great day. Again, this is Adam Torres. Take care.
Oh, so thanks, Adam. I'm sure everybody really, really appreciates you taking the time to make that video because, you know, everybody loves you. So, okay, so what we're going to start doing, like I said earlier, is incorporating interviews and just with people who embrace gratitude. And I think that, gratitude is so important in life because it brings more of what you're grateful for. Like, say, for example, and I go through like the whole entire day, just like, thank you for this, thank you for that. Like I have my little routine. I don't know if you guys have been watching Adam and I's movies or short videos that we filmed last month, but we've been releasing one a day. So one of them talks about the importance of gratitude. And when you feel grateful, not only like, okay, I'm grateful for this show. No, like I like do it in a way like I'm so grateful for this show. Like when you put emotion behind it and you own it and you feel it on every level, it's such a major way to instantly manifest that which or more of that which you are grateful for. So that's pretty much why Adam and I started this back in May. And, you know, we're on show number 15. I call them experiences. Wow. But it's just really, really cool. So, and now we're to the point where, yeah, we want to interact with everyone. We're kind of transitioning. So everybody who's on Facebook, come and join Whoza and interact. It's free. You don't have to do anything, whatever. We can't read your comments. If you are commenting, I'm sorry, but we can't see what you're saying. And also, so we are going to start incorporating interviews, interview cool people, and just to get their perspective of what gratitude is. Because it seems like, you know, Devette was just saying, there's definitely an awakening going on. There's definitely, I like to call it, you know, how you have like ages and eras, like transformational, like there's the industry, you know, was in the technology age. Now we're in the awakening age. And it's like, you know, we all go, there's the, what was the railroad one called? I don't know, revolutionary. I'm not a history major and I really sucked at history in school, but so just for that example, and it seems like more people are becoming awake and aware, and I love that. And it's so awesome. And I want to spread more of that. So we need that. We need that in this world.
I agree.
So we have some interview questions. They're just some questions to get your perspective. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and open it up for everybody to whoever wants to join in or whatnot on camera. If you're camera shy and you don't want to join in, that's fine. You can just type or just sit there and do nothing and watch. So you already told us about what you do, Devette. And what would you say, like, out of everything in your life, what's the one thing that you are just the utmost grateful for? And I'm sure with you, you have many, but
you know, I do, and it might actually even surprise you. But I think what I'm really grateful for are the struggles that I've had and the hard times that have made me who I am. I can look back at times in my life where I literally had no idea how I was going to make it through a month as a single mom trying to raise my kids, and all of a sudden years and years have passed. I'm so grateful for those times because it taught me how to trust, how to have faith, how to make it through. It made me really strong. Of course, you know, like we started out, I said I'm grateful to be alive, and I'm grateful for lots of things that everybody's, you know, commonly grateful for. But I look back and I can be really proud of myself in my hardest times. Of course, I don't always want to re-experience them, but I it's almost like going to the gym, right? If you want to get a healthy body, you have to go work out. And sometimes those weights are heavy, and then you go home and you're sore. I mean, you and I, we've done so much of that. I mean, we were just talking earlier, we were so committed during our lunch breaks. We'd be like running up the stairs of, you know, these high rises and in California trying to get fit and stuff. And we were willing to do things that other people weren't willing to do, but we valued ourself and, you know, quality of life. And without those, you know, hard steps, then you're not really exercising your internal beings. And, you know, it's not always easy to look and say, wow, I'm really glad I got that flat tire today. But it's possible to say, wow, I'm really glad I got a flat tire, because what could it have been saving me from? What was down the road that it saved me from? Like, wow, thank you. You know, and I've learned to appreciate struggles, because it doesn't define me as bad or wrong or not good. It's like, it's the universe working me out. And they've always turned into blessings, especially when I can stop for a moment and actually be grateful for them and actually say, okay, you know, this is a little hard. Thank you for the challenge. I know I'm working something out, so I'm going to get through it. Yeah, but, you know, and I'd like to invite, you know, everybody watching or listening to try that on. Look at your life right now and think of something that maybe you're struggling with, or that it's really pressing on you, or maybe you're stressing out about, and try to find that thing about it that you can be grateful for. Because at the end of the day, I think most people can say everything always seems to work out. And you look back and you look at those lessons, and you look way back and you're like, wow, I'm really kind of glad that happened, because that brought me here, brought me there. Well, what you're dealing with and what you're struggling with right now is that same, it's on your path, and it's doing the same thing. If you can find something to be grateful in it, you're just going to start, you're going to, I guess, fast forward that creation process and making it into something, you know, even better, and attract, you know, greater things to you too. So
Absolutely.
I'm probably the only weird person that says I'm grateful for my struggles.
No, you're not. Well, you're rare.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. It's so nice when you reach that point in life and you're like, shit, I'm struggling, and I'm maybe not feeling 100%, or I'm depressed, or I'm down, but this is what I'm learning. I mean, the thing is, the fact in life is nothing's perfect. Nothing ever just go. I mean, there's polarity, you know. Yeah. There's a balance. There's a yin and a yang. There's a negative and a positive. There's like a North Pole and a South Pole. So everything has its opposites. But when you, or us as humans, we get so involved and so like in our stuff, and we can't realize or even take ourselves out enough to see that there is an ultimate blessing in disguise. There is an ultimate, like, deeper meaning, a deeper lesson, a deeper purpose. Then it's so much easier, because you're like, it's not that you welcome them, but it's like you make friends with it. You're like, okay, cool. What am I learning? What am I going to learn out of this? I can't wait to see. Like when Blab ended, people are like, oh my gosh, Blab. And I'm like, Blab ended. I wonder what the blessing's going to be in that, you know? And it's really
what's next.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunate things do happen in life, and people do struggle. I mean, I've struggled so much, and I know you have too. But it's really nice when you get to a point where you embrace it. And yeah, you have the feelings of feeling pissed off or hurt or sad or angry or whatever, and which is normal. It's normal, and you should feel that. If you don't, then there's something wrong. That means you're numb or something. But you know, I mean, we're all human.
Yeah, check your pulse if you're not like pissed off sometimes.
And then at the end of the day, it's like, if you can just be like, okay, what am I supposed to be learning? What is this teaching me? What can I do better next time if I'm messing up or whatever? It's so much to make life more smoothly. And I'm so not even 100% there yet, but I love the journey of, I mean, I don't even know if there's ever a destination or whatever, but you know, just having, it just makes things easier.
I mean, how boring would life be anyways if everything was just always perfect, you know? Right. I mean, we all like roller coasters, you know, you got to go up that hill and then you get to ride it down, and you know, It's all good.
Yeah, and we wouldn't, Dina always tells me, which is really nice, like he brings it to my attention, we wouldn't know the upside if we didn't have the downsides, and vice versa, you know, which makes so much sense. And okay, so what are the most, or what insightful lessons have you learned this far in life that you're grateful for? Like insights that you just really are thankful for?
Wow, I probably the subconscious mind, understanding the power of that, and I love numerology. Coming to learn and study and really realize how valid numerology is has completely just given me such insight to life. I mean, everything is numbers. Everything is an equation. I mean, everything can be measured in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, understanding that that has significant meaning. I mean, even throughout the Bible, God used numerology to explain and to communicate certain things, not only days that people were going to be born, but what you shall name them, what you shall call them. And, you know, growing up, I never really fully understood how powerful that was. And, you know, so now when I do numerology charts for people, it is so amazing. I will have, you know, someone maybe ask me to do their numerology chart, or for them as a couple. And when I give them the insight of what it says about their weaknesses and their strengths, it is like Christmas morning almost for them, because they're like, wow, I never thought of it that way, or wow, it totally makes sense why he is that way, or why she is that way, or why we operate, you know, a certain way. Understanding your children and why they do sometimes what they do, and really how to motivate them. It's at such a different level of understanding for me to understand numerology and what that says and what that means. Then I am able to, I incorporate it in my NLP sessions with clients, or when I do hypnotherapy and I understand somebody's number and I get certain trigger points for them, I make sure and hit on those things, and it completely causes like a huge paradigm shift. And in such a like profound way that normally maybe, you know, you would have had to have gone to many sessions to try to figure out, okay, what's, you know, what's still missing. Well, the numerology, I'm able to hit it, you know, right on the head. And God, I just, there's so much that we don't know. And that, it just like intrigues me so much to, I want to know, I want to discover, I want to figure that out. And with that, I want to help people. I want to help people become better and greater and have better relationships. And, you know, I want that for myself. I want that for my children and my family. And it's just, it's amazing. I mean, just that whole, you know, we know what we don't know. I know I don't know how to fly a jet, but there's a whole other world of, I don't know what I don't even know, you know, and it's mind-boggling.
I like that saying. I was just using it the other day. Like, the more you know that you don't know, or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah, it is. And then that's just the surface. It could go so much deeper, but we won't go down the rabbit hole.
I know, that's a rabbit hole. Oh, it's a bunny hole.
Okay, let me see. So I would just start incorporating these questions. So, okay, so what's your personal way of expressing gratitude? Like, what do you have a routine, a certain way you do it, like your own unique take on it or action on it? Best for you?
Well, what I try to do is not only say it, but I really try to feel it. You know, it's important to me to, it's easy to be like, you know, yeah, whatever. I'm, you know, okay, thank you for this or thank you for that. But I really try to feel it with all of my heart and all of my being. If I'm not feeling too well, I'll thank my body for notifying me, you know, of something that I might need to pay attention to. You know, it's just, I think it's important. A lot of people, and I think this is kind of the missing key in this, and I think it's a missing, you know, thing for a lot of people that have tried, like, let's say The Secret, the law of attraction, and they think, well, if I think of something hard enough, then I'll attract that thing to me. But it's not just that. It's not just thinking about it or meditating about it. You actually have to feel it. And so if you're, you know, posting a ton of, you know, gratitude quotes on Facebook, and, you know, you're talking to your friends, and, you know, you're giving advice to be gratitude, but you're not feeling it at your core and at your soul, you're not utilizing the power. The power is really in, it's not just the thinking, it's the feeling, it's the emotion, because that's the vibration. So when you're actually feeling gratitude for something that you want even healing from, or you want something to change, I think, wasn't it in The Magic? I remember you sent me that book when you were in Montana, and you mailed it to me, and I went through that book. And even if there's bills that you have to pay and you're not really sure how to pay it, and you just write thank you on them, because you know it's going to come. I mean, not just write it and feel bad because you don't know where it's coming from, but really, really believe that it's going to be fine. There's just so much freedom in that. And then what you're grateful for actually seems to just kind of, you know, play itself out and work out.
Yeah, it's cool how that happens.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've like really, really learned this last year. Like, for everybody who follows me, pretty much knows that, like, it wasn't until last year, and how long have I been studying the law of attraction? Like 11, 12 years. Like, I don't know. I think since I was 22 or 23, I don't know. But anyways, so it wasn't until like last year that it actually made sense on every level. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at anything, but I really get it now. And it's so cool to see and so, okay, yesterday, October 12th was my 1-year anniversary of ever making like my very first video, like video. I mean, I was modeling and like doing photo shoots and everything. I love photography. But when it came to film and being like live or like moving in, I don't know, lifetime, that just like freaks me out.
Anybody, right? People would rather die than have like a camera on them or publicly speak, you know?
Well, and so it's like 1 year ago, I picked up the camera, my iPhone, and just started recording because I was so inspired. And by the way, this video that I'm talking about isn't public. I'm not ready to share it with the world yet. I'm just not there yet because it's really real and deep and just, yeah.
It was good. I saw it.
But then like just to think, and only just a short year, like a year goes by so fast, especially as you get older. Doesn't it seem like it's like as you get older, it goes by faster? Yeah, we're always so busy doing something.
So true.
But it's just crazy when you, for example, with my life, looking back on this last year, I've attracted into my life the most perfect guy that I could ever ask for, and then some. Oh my gosh, like just finding my purpose, finding myself, figuring out what it is I'm here to do in life, and then actually doing it and seeing it all come to fruition. I mean, getting to like be a part of Jack Canfield's book and getting to go to Hollywood to get a best-selling author award or whatever it's called. I don't even know. I just know it's really cool and incredible.
It is.
And then like just, I don't know, all the amazing, I've traveled all over the world this year, Thailand, Australia, like Vegas, New York, just amazing places. And like, wow, it's only been a year, but it feels like so much longer. But my point is just when you get to that spot where you really do understand it and understand like kind of how it works and what works for you, because everybody's different, you know, we all have a different makeup. It's just really, really cool. And I'm so passionate about that. I love sharing it with the world. So, which brings me to my next question.
And you're really good at that, by the way, Tiff. Ever since I've ever known you, you're so good at sharing your heart, and you're so generous with yourself. And yeah, you're definitely an inspiration. You always have been since we met 25 years ago, maybe 3 lifetimes ago.
Right. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I just want to take a moment. Hi, Sam. I want to say hi to everybody who is, I can see actually in the Who's the Window. I can't see anybody on Facebook, but I know that Zach has been there. Chris, Ripka, how are you? Let's see who else. Derek, hello. Ajit, hello, sweetie. So if you guys want to interact, just go ahead and click on the link. And Sam, thank you for joining in on Who's the, there's one other person, I don't know who, I can't see, but the whole point is to get everybody from Facebook to the Who's the platform so we can all interact, because we're not going to always live stream Facebook. So anyways, sorry, I just want to make sure we said hi to everybody really quick. Okay, and why is gratitude so important in your life? Like, what is it about it that's so important to you?
There's power behind it. It's literally the creation process. You know, I can understand why a lot of people maybe don't know how to be grateful, or they're grumpy through life because they don't really understand the power behind gratitude. If they really understood the power that was available to them by just being in a grateful place. I mean, they said, Albert Einstein said thank you over 100 times to everybody and anybody that he possibly could. And you can see how the universe just opened up for him, and I mean, just gave him amazing insights and ideas. Jesus, before every miracle, said thank you. I mean, everything is energy, and we have the power to shape our world. And so by being grateful, the reason why it's important to me is because when I'm grateful, I know I'm going to attract more things to be grateful for. And it feels good. It feels so good to be grateful. I mean, sometimes it does feel good to be grumpy, don't get me wrong, you know, because you want to get something off your chest. And, you know, some people are addicted to being victims in life too, but there's nothing as fulfilling for me than that gratitude feeling, to feel like, wow, thank you for you know, whatever, for Christmas morning. I mean, you know, feeling that emotion is literally creating in your life. So it's really important to me that, especially in things that I don't understand or challenges that I have, that I feel grateful. And it does not let me down. I have been grateful in situations and in times that most people would think I was like, you know, I don't know, on drugs or something. Like, they would not be able to know how in the world I could be grateful for them. But I have, and it has not failed me. At the end of the day, something in some way or somehow has, you know, grew from that. I have delicious fruit because of those seeds of gratitude that I have planted. And yeah, there's just so much power behind it. And I mean, there's so many books and there's so many, you know, people out there that express that, but until you really start feeling that emotion of gratitude, you know, I mean, that in itself becomes addicting. It feels good. Feels good. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
I was noticing a couple of people's comments. Sam, I hope you feel really better, but do you want to tell us what you're grateful for? Anyways, I was just asking everybody on Facebook Live, if you want to come and interact with us, go to the link that's on this post. I don't know, what do you call it? Well, whatever it is, just go there and come join us. And Sam, I hope you feel so much better, but what are you grateful for today? Are you at least feeling better than you were yesterday when I talked to you? And anybody else, share what you're grateful for. We'd love to hear it. Or you can come on, and if you're camera shy or whatnot, you can just type. Okay, and then so in the meantime, the last thing is, do you have any like specific tricks up your sleeve or anything that that you would like to share, or maybe any secrets that you have learned when it comes to gratitude?
A technique that I've learned that I think is really, really powerful is EFT. It's the emotional freedom technique. And it's similar to acupuncture without the needles, though. So you're basically, what you do is you go through certain meridian points in your body, and you tap on those points while you're, you know, you're going through a mental process. Let's say you're stressed out. You can go through this process. You can go through the tapping and change that emotion. And that if you know, there's something going on that I'm like, okay, you know, I kind of need to calm down for a second and feel good, I'll go through that process. And there's a certain point. So, you know, one of them is up here. So let's say I'm, you know, really kind of stressed out about something in the day. Let's say, I don't know, my car got towed or something. Then that feeling, it's only, like we said, it's only normal, it's only natural that you're going to feel upset or be angry or something about it, or frustrated. Maybe you don't have the money to pay it, or maybe now, you know, you had an appointment in, you know, 30 minutes and now, you know, you're gonna have to cancel or something. So you'd go through a process, and it would look something like this. You would start on this part here, and you would basically say, you know, even though I'm feeling this frustration, I deeply and I completely love and accept myself. And there's power in the words. So you want to make sure, and you want to speak these things. And so you're acknowledging that there's an issue. You're not lying to yourself or pretending that there's not an issue. Mm. You're acknowledging it, but you're also saying, I love and accept myself. You know, it's okay. It's okay. So you go through this process of, you know, even though this occurred, I deeply and I completely love and accept myself. And then you acknowledge your emotion as you're tapping through these meridian points. You might say, okay, this frustrated feeling that I'm having right now, this, you know, feeling in my gut, I'm really upset, I'm having this really, you know, hard day, I'm feeling frustrated, my car got towed. You know, you take some deep breaths and acknowledge it and just breathe it out. You tap on your collarbone, and you do several rounds of that, and it literally, I mean, whether it's a headache or it's a stomach ache or it's just a negative feeling, or you want to build confidence, you talk yourself through it, and you go through those tapping points, and it literally is, it kind of transforms almost your emotion from, you know, night to day after just doing a couple of rounds. But those are, you know, it's one of the tricks that I use. I've been, you know, trained and certified in, and so I use those with my clients. But you can actually go to my website and get more information on EFT. And my website is devet.net. And I go through, you know, explaining a little bit more about that. And I'll actually have a video coming, walking you through some of the processes. But it's a really powerful technique that I use. Yeah.
Would you say, in your opinion, that the reason that it is so powerful and that it works is because you're not denying your emotions and you're acknowledging it, and it's not maybe like an acceptance thing, but you're like, hey, this is what I'm going through, but I'm still good. I still.
Yeah, you're not making it right or wrong or good or bad. First of all, you're acknowledging it. You're acknowledging it, and you're accepting it, and you're especially accepting yourself. Because a lot of people in a situation, you know, something like that, or, you know, any negative thing that happens, we want to beat ourselves up. I think we all have that bully that lives in our head, and some more than others. But, you know, you want to right away go to, you know, life sucks, it's hard, I knew it, this always happens to me. And you want to go through that process, and it's a way of just stopping yourself and saying, okay, this happened, I still love and accept myself. And you go through and you acknowledge the feelings that you're having, and you release them, and just release it. Because those feelings, that's kind of the whole problem, is that those feelings, they get trapped in our body. So positive feelings are so light and they feel good. When you have a negative emotion, it's a thick, heavy vibration. It's almost like a molasses, you know, vibration. It gets stuck in our body. And so tapping on those meridian points helps to loosen it up and kind of set them free. Otherwise, you know, later on it manifests into cancers or backaches or, you know, sciatica nerves or arthritis. So it's really, really, really important that you're going to have negative emotions. It's the yin and the yang. You're going to. It's okay. But acknowledge it and then just release it. And so that technique it's really powerful, because yes, you're right. You're You're acknowledging, you're not making it right or wrong or good or bad. You're just acknowledging the event, and you're allowing yourself to just release the emotions so you can handle it. I mean, it's not going to magically make your car, you know, be untowed or, you know, or something. But what's really important, and like we were saying, that's what's so important about gratitude, is actually feeling the emotion, because that's your dance with the universe. So if you're feeling gratitude, the universe is going to give you more reasons to feel grateful. So it's really important that when you're feeling that negative feeling, okay, you have that negative feeling, acknowledge it, release it, and let it go. And, you know, then handle the situation.
Yeah, it's good advice. What would you say about to the people who, I mean, like, obviously there's a difference between people who like think they're depressed and people who are really clinically depressed. And when dealing and being in that dark spot or that dark place, and it seems like kind of hard to pull yourself through or see the light at the end of the tunnel, like, what's your perspective on staying there for a minute until you're ready to release it? Like, is that what do they teach you in the EFT?
You know, first of all, acknowledging it. There's nothing wrong or bad about having negative emotions, because it's actually your guidance system.
Mm-hmm.
It's telling you, it's putting you on the map. It's telling you how you're thinking, first of all, and it's telling you what you're creating. It's almost this, you know, danger, you know, this is where you're at. But they're real feelings, just as real as your good feelings are, your bad feelings are, obviously just as real. And they're easier to have, I think, sometimes than that great. It takes a lot of exercise to really get to a place where you're feeling good a lot of the time. And especially when you turn on the TV, or you're hanging out with friends and they're complaining about the football game, or you know, their boyfriend or their girlfriend or spouse or whatever, you know, that negative emotion is big, I think. And so it's real. It's a real emotion. And I think that's what I love about EFT, is that when you acknowledge it and you say, even though this is the way it is, I deeply and I completely love and accept myself, you're not screaming at it to go away, or you're not telling it to go away. You're really just acknowledging it. And the key is to love yourself through it regardless. And so, you know, if you need to be there for a minute, don't stay there too long. But I mean, when I have bad days, I like to think I'm like 100%. When I'm in my shit, I'm in it 100%. When I'm out of it, I'm out of it 100%, you know. But sometimes I need to be there for a minute. Sometimes I need to express myself and feel upset and be grumpy or whatever, you know, because that's what I need to do. And then I move off of it. But I think it's unrealistic to think that anybody can just, if you're feeling bad, just, you know, immediately just shift to you're feeling great. You have to go through a process. You have to find something to be grateful about in that process. Feel it, acknowledge the event. It's not about you. It doesn't mean that you're bad or horrible. It just means an event occurred. Acknowledge it and accept yourself through it. And then, you know, then you can start kind of moving yourself away from that, you know, negative emotion and feeling better. But
yeah. Thank you. I just wanted to read one of Sam's comments, because everybody watching on Facebook can't see it, unless you come over. Who's up? So Sam says, every day is a new day to start positive. No matter the situation, you shouldn't let an emotion or pain make the way you feel a certain day. Waking up the next day is good enough for me to have a positive day, no matter how I'm feeling or what I'm experiencing that day. And I love that. And for those of you that don't know Sam, he's like one of he's just rare. And he's a kick-ass person that is a trooper in every single area that I've seen and experienced with him. And I love his outlook, because he's been through, you know, just like you and I have. And he's still like, is always just cheerful and happy. He doesn't complain about what he's going through. You know, like if he complains, like that's something that he's serious, because it's not like if he's feeling fine, he'll be like, yeah, or if he's feeling sick, he'll be like, I feel sick. Like right now he doesn't feel good because he's had like an ear infection or whatever, and he's just, I don't know, going through some transitions health wise. But like when I talked to him yesterday and he said he wasn't feeling good, I knew he really wasn't feeling good, because he's not the type of guy that just, you know, like, you know, those people that just bring more about of what they're going through. Oh my God, I'm so stressed out. This happened and this happened. Right. Your whole conversation is based on like their stressful day. You know?
Right.
He's the complete opposite of that. And I really, really respect and admire that about him. So thank you for sharing, Sam. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I love that too.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions for Javette? If you do, click on the link to watch on Hoopla and go ahead and type it in. If not, like I said, if you guys can just watch, or if you don't want to come on, that's fine too. Or you can text, whatever your preference. I was going to say your privilege. It is kind of a privilege, though. We all have this privilege of being in each other's space today. Like, what a cool thing.
Wow, right? All in the comfort of our own home.
Right. I know. Technology is getting so cool because, like, I mean, it's really good in the sense where if you have something good to talk about and something that's inspiring and empowering and, you know, like something like that, that you could just say that impacts so many lives at once because it goes viral, for example. That's like what I really love about technology, and we can reach people all around the world. And like you were saying earlier, you've met amazing people from all over, which wouldn't have been possible, you know, if you're just in your little bubble of a city. So,
right.
And yeah, and I'm so grateful that you came down here to San Diego from Orange County to spend the weekend with me. It's been a long time since we've spent even just a night together.
I know, we haven't had that quality time in a while, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm so excited. Oh my, I can't even imagine what our conversations are going to be like later, of, you know, like within a couple of hours of whatever. You know, we have a lot of ideas that we're bringing to the table and a lot of things that we want to create together. And one thing I think we've always been aligned with is, you know, just doing our part and trying to make this world a better place. I mean, we both have had our ups, we've had our downs, and we're still grateful and positive and, you know, wanting to do great things. And I'm just so excited to collaborate with you this weekend and see what we put together and, yeah, what we do.
Me too. A lot is like, so much is going on in life. I know for both of us, and it's so exciting and stuff. And I was telling Dino last night, I was like, so don't be surprised if we were like just having conversations and like give no idea what we're talking about. Remember on the phone when we used to be like, we should have recorded that, because
I know, we're like, that is so good.
If people were to hear us, they'd be like, what? But then it would be a way to educate everyone.
I know. We're like, wow, we gotta repeat that.
We're like those girls that have the dream to change the world and are crazy enough to actually follow through with it.
Yeah. It's a 7 in us or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So, and Adam, I'm so grateful for him. If you guys haven't heard yet, he's got his first soon-to-be best-selling book on Amazon coming out November 1st. And, you know, let me tell you something about Adam, okay? Since he was 16, he's been working for a firm. You know, he knows everything in like the finance industry and entertainment. But he's a really exceptional, brilliant human being when it comes to the sense of learning something, applying it, and becoming the expert about it. And his book is going to be really good. And I heard like how he got inspired to write it and everything. So I'm so excited for him to get it out there. And he actually wrote it really fast. Like I remember like the other day, he's like telling me like it's coming out. I'm like, what? We were just talking about this like a couple weeks ago, or seemed like it was actually maybe a month and a half ago, but he's just exceptional. And so now he started his own company. He's left his firm or wherever he was doing before, and kind of branched off and started on his own, which she's super excited about. And I'm just so happy for Adam that everything is going good for him. And it's all about, like, he's the perfect example of someone who owns it. Like, he's like, I'm going to do this. And not only does he talk about it, but he takes action to do it and make it happen. And he does it really well. And he surrounds himself with people to complement that process. And like, I love that about Adam.
Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah. So, what am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. Oh, next Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time for the Gratitude Show, experience number 16, we are going to have the privilege, and I'm so grateful for having Debbie Brackett on the show and to talk about what her idea of gratitude is and what she's grateful for. So, like I said, periodically we'll be having guests on, and just to kind of change things up a little bit. And we really, really want to get the transition for everybody to go through the Who's Up platform. I'm so grateful that we do have Facebook Live to kind of exemplify and use that as a second source of getting our message out. But Facebook, you guys have to come out with something like for co-hosts. Like, what the heck? Come on, you guys, get it together. No, I know what's happening behind closed doors, so I get what they're doing, but still, it makes it a little bit inconvenient. But you know what? I welcome the inconvenience because it helps me grow.
Exactly, right?
Oh, man.
Man, oh man. Yeah, you know, even in that, I mean, something positive always comes of it, because imagine when it actually does switch, how good you'll feel and how grateful for, you know, the new platform. And, you know, maybe there's people that you never would have met or joined the show had you not been, you know, there's a million ways to look at it. And that's really cool that you do.
Yeah. And, you know, last week was the first, when we were on Blab, yeah, we had replays and like lots of people interacting and stuff, but I was so astonished by the numbers. I was watching the replay from last week, and there was 372 people, or 343, I can't remember, watching it at the same exact time that I was. And I was like, whoa, we never got those kind of numbers before with Blab, at least all watching it at the same time. So that was like really cool. And so that in itself is a blessing, and I'm really grateful for that.
Wow, congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. At first I was all like kind of discouraged, and I'm like, only 6 people were watching. Like, but you know, it's just that natural thing. Like everybody needs to be grateful. Like,
yeah,
doesn't everybody get it? But, you know, of course not everybody does. But then I watched the replay with Dino, and whoa, babe, look at how many people are watching right now. Like right now, as I'm watching this. And
wow.
it seems to be a really cool platform. And like I said, I don't know if I'm even saying it right. I've heard it called different things, but I call it Who's Up. So in my world, it's Who's Up.
It's Who's Up. It's whatever you want it to be.
Yes. So do you have any last closing thoughts? Let me see if anybody else does here. Does anybody else that you want to add any of your words of wisdom?
I just want to encourage everybody to stay just open, and just, you know, especially in situations that are difficult. It's easy to be grateful when things are perfect. I mean, anybody can do that, and everybody does do that. But when we're grateful in difficult situations, we're actually giving permission to other people to do the same things. And so when we can start changing our attitude a little bit, you know, at a time, and experiencing a challenge and being like, wow, that's really cool, I'm going to grow from this, and feeling good, and talking about it. Use that opportunity to, you know, instead of, you know, complain and moan and groan to friends about what went wrong, use that opportunity to maybe still tell them you got a flat tire or whatever occurred, but tell them what you're grateful for. And so, you know, I'd like to invite everybody to maybe, you know, challenge you to do that this week. Is, you know, it's not like don't ever talk about your issues, because we need each other. People need to talk about things, and you need, you know, we need to be able to help each other through things. But I'd like to invite you to try to pick something that was really challenging, tell somebody about it, because we like to tell people our stories anyway, and then tell them what you learned or why you're grateful for it. I mean, freak them out, you know, totally freak them out. Just be like, oh my God, I got a flat tire and it was like the coolest thing ever because I could have died if I didn't get that flat tire. I mean, maybe there was a car accident ahead of the road that I would have been in. I mean, use that opportunity. And when you're doing that, you're going to really kind of trip them out for a minute, but then, you know, hopefully you'll give them a perspective and an idea that they can do the same thing. And maybe when, you know, they're telling you a negative story, listen, be a good listener, but encourage them to find the positive in it. And I think that, you know, it's kind of like that pay it forward type thing, but, you know, do it to people around you. Let them know that you're grateful for challenges and that they serve their purpose. And, you know, yeah, kind of freak them out a little bit. Like, you know, you're happy that happened.
Right. Well, and I think like in life, just human nature, I mean, of course, everybody has their own different unique ways of learning, but learning by watching an example of things, or like, kind of like I always say that, you know, and I went to college for 9 years. So I think I'm pretty educated. I don't know, but I graduated high school at 16, whatever, started college immediately. But my biggest classroom and my most impactful learning lessons was my environment and life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't learn anything in school compared to my life experiences. And so I kind of always relate that. And that's why like I'm really so passionate about like being an example of living my life on purpose. And that's not perfect. I'm not always happy. I'm not always doing everything perfect. I'm like way behind on things right now. There's a million and one things I want to get done, but I sometimes wish they were for me. But at the same time, that's the human experience. And I love sharing that and just now getting to the point where I'm actually pretty comfortable. I actually cried on video the other day after the Louise Hay event, and I aired it. I can't believe I hit that like send button or whatever, or post, because I would never in a million years cry on film publicly. Like, oh my
Wow, that's vulnerable. That's awesome.
And it was like hard because I'm like holding back tears, you know, and I'm just like, F it. Like, I need, part of my purpose is showing the true human experience. And if I don't do that, I'm not living up to what I talk about. So not only like, do I have to like walk the walk, I have to talk the talk about what I'm walking the walk about. And they have to match, you know, otherwise I'd just be a hypocrite. So
True.
It's really cool in that sense. I think we all learn best from example and watching, just like how when kids are so young and fragile, they absorb everything like a sponge. And just this thing called life trips me out all the time, every day, but I freaking love it. Literally, even when I don't love it, I love it.
I know, seriously. I mean, it's like on the job training, right? You don't really learn until you're hands-on, you're really experiencing it. So, and we have an opportunity to give people these experiences in life of, you know, something that they're not used to, that positivity, that feel-good feeling, that different perspective. And yeah, one person at a time.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if anybody has any lasting comments, Gino, I saw that you joined Facebook Live, our Facebook Live. Thank you. Hi, how are you? But we can't interact with you unless you're on the Who's the platform. So unless you just want to say just so you know, for future reference, since, you know, even though we've known each other 22 years, we don't talk that much. But and then Sam, thank you so much for your comment. I'll read it to you guys. It says, you two are beautiful. Stay positive every day and every month. Thank you, Sam. That meant a lot.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. And I'm sure I speak for Devette when I say that we really enjoyed the hour to get to just hang out with you guys and spread the word about just awesome stuff in life and kind of teach a little bit about gratitude. Devette, thank you for your perspective. I always admire your knowledge and how when you figure things out, when you don't know something, you research it and do everything you can until you get it. And I like love that about you. Like we have
thank you
a lot. Like it's hilarious.
It's so true. I know.
I'm just grateful that you accepted to be my co-host tonight. And I think
well, thank you. Anytime.
And okay, you guys, well, we will go ahead and end things. And I wish you all a really happy, successful, and prosperous week. What else? Next Thursday, we'll be live again at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And Adam will be back. So, and I know he appreciates all of you and is grateful for you too. So make sure you tune in next Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time and just enjoy the rest of your week and make the best of it.
Awesome.
All right, everyone. Take care.
Good night.